Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, the Knife Raven here, back again with another video. And following up with my last video that I posted, I'll be taking a look at a very interesting knife, and I would call it an Enigma. This is another Stag knife. However, this was not found at Kent of Inglewood, this was found at an antiques show. An antiques, outdoors, guns, knives show, and very interesting selection of stuff you can find at places like that. I highly recommend you look into some of them. You might find some very interesting things. But this was a knife that I got for 35 Canadian dollars, which is fairly inexpensive. And I'm posting this video partially just to showcase it because I think it looks quite beautiful, but also to ask my viewers to give me any information they possibly can on this because I am at a loss. I'd give you the brand name, I'd give you the model name, and I'd give you the steel type, but I don't have any of those details, so I'm just going to stick with calling this the Enigma, because I really don't have another name for it. As you can see, it's a very skinny, slender-looking handle, which almost takes the appearance of a Granddaddy Barlow. However, the bolster, at least to me, isn't long enough, and it has a slight curvature to it, which is unlike any Granddaddy Barlow I have ever seen. Has a nail nick, although there is enough blade to pinch. The nail nick helps open the blade, which is extremely strong. It has a half stop, shockingly. I'd say the pull is at least a 7 or an 8. It's very strong. And it opens up to a Wharncliffe blade. Now, this knife is, well, first of all, very unique. And regardless of where it was from, I don't really care because I wanted to add it to my collection. You got brass bolsters, almost in a Barlow-like shape, with it looks like a nickel silver or stainless pin going through. You have 2 brass pins and 2 stainless or nickel pins, again on the other side. All are very flush, and the transitions are nice. Grinds are even, line up to the blade, and spring very good. No gapping at all on this piece, although I got this, again, used, so I'm going to have to clean up the back a little. But aside from the slightly irritating tarnish we have here, this seems to be a carbon spring. The blade, based on this little stain, I theorize is also carbon steel, but I have nothing to back that up or prove it. There is 1 stop pin, in fact, a little bit of brass down there. The liners almost look dished, which is very peculiar. It's a traditional Sheffield thing. Perhaps this was a Sheffield knife. Again, brass liners. The blade, which is, again, a beautiful Wharncliffe. I love Wharncliffes, probably my favorite blade shape of all time. Makes for a very nice, slender blade that I could picture being great for woodworking, whittling, and draw cuts. Also an excellent box opener / letter opener. Very comfortable handle, ever so slight curvature is fine. My hands are probably about medium size, but this would be easily able to accommodate a larger size hand too. Get a lot of grip on the knife. Again, there's a little gap right here under the blade where you can put your finger, kind of add a bit of extra stability. The spring is very strong, and I genuinely have to struggle to close it. And again, very strong close and opening. Very nice walk and talk. And again, we have beautiful bits of Stag as the handle. Again, got that nice, almost coffee ground color in the center with white around the edges. Same thing here. Although, again, Stag is completely different. As per my last video, you've got this piece, which is very thick, whereas this one's thin. And again, the detailing is completely different on each piece. Now, another shocking thing is how sharp the blade came. I don't know if this was used. Well, you'd assume so based on the tarnish. But this blade, I'm not kidding, has cut many boxes already, many pieces of paper, and I will show you with no sharpening by myself how sharp this thing is. Here, let me grab a piece of paper just to demonstrate. This is quite shocking for a knife such as this, but if you look, there is no resistance at all for cutting this. It is scarily sharp, and I am genuinely surprised that a knife that I bought in almost used condition, by the looks of it, is so incredibly sharp. And the grind looks, all things considered, very primitive. It's not a traditional grind in the sense that you have, say, here, a hollow grind or a polished flat grind. It just seems like the blade kind of just swoops down and forms an edge. The edge itself isn't polished, and there's really no distinction from the rest of the blade to the edge. And it doesn't look like a very, professionally made blade. There's no finish on it or anything, but yet it somehow manages to be absolutely hair-popping, razor sharp. And I don't even know what the steel is. So to me, I judge my steel based on whether or not it can cut. I know, my standards are low. But this blade has been used quite a fair bit just to test it, and it has not gotten dull. Truly, it is shocking how sharp this has stayed and how sharp it came. I don't know what steel this is. I don't even know if it's stainless or carbon. I'm guessing carbon, but it's a complete enigma of a steel. But whatever it is, it works very nicely. And I can't tell based on Rockwell hardness. It seems like it's not over 60. I'd say about 50, 55. Mid-range, certainly not hard, but not super soft either. Again, very, very slender profile. Not like I think this should be an issue, but for my UK viewers, this would not be UK legal whatsoever. Overall, it's 3.5 inches on the blade, just the cutting edge. It's still over 3, so not a UK legal knife without good reason. Over 4 inches on the handle, and an overall length of about 7¾ inches. So fairly large knife, and very slender. Something about it, I just held it, and despite having no maker's mark, no stamp whatsoever, something was just speaking to me about it. The fact that it was a Wharncliffe blade with an almost Barlow-like bolster, Stag handles, and just a beautiful, beautiful spring with immense tension to it. I just could not leave this knife. For $35, absolutely beautiful. I'm a huge fan. I don't know who made this. I don't know where it's from. Heck, I don't even know what continent this knife came from. My guess, though, is based on style alone, it's probably not Asia. And if I were to guess, I'd either say Europe or North America, although that's just a hunch. For all I know, because there's no stamp, it could be a locally made custom from Canada, or it could be from the States, or, again, my hypothesis, because of the dished liner by the looks of it, perhaps it's from Sheffield. So if anyone has one of these and maybe knows who makes them, please, it would be such a help to know where this knife is from. I just am curious, because normally when I make a video, I am at least slightly knowledgeable on what I'm talking about. At least I like to think so. This knife, I'm probably as confused as everyone watching. Unless, of course, someone does know what this is, at which point, please tell me. I am very, very curious. But for a knife that I don't even know the brand name or country of origin of, I would rate this a 9 out of 10. It's sharp, it's comfortable in the hand, it doesn't look scary, it's well built. Everything about it just looks traditional and classy. It's an excellent quality knife. It's kind of this weird cross between a fruit knife, a melon tester, a doctor's knife, a Granddaddy Barlow, a swayback. I don't know what this is, but all I know is I really, really like it. So again, shorter video, but I don't know what else to say. I don't know where it's from. All I know is I got it from a vendor at an antique show, and that's really it. Really well put together, really nice knife. Love the Stag, love the blade shape. and I just love how unique it is. This is going to become a treasured member of my collection, regardless of whether I ever figure out where it's even from. So thank you very much for watching. This has been the Enigma knife, I suppose, in Stag, with a Wharncliffe blade, and this is the Knife Raven, as always, signing off. Goodbye.